birth of Christianity came from Jewish teachers. First of all, look at Christ himself. I mean, he was a Jewish teacher from the Galilee. He wasn't a Palestinian teacher. He was a Jewish teacher with a Jewish name, Yeshua. His father was Yosef, Joseph. These are all Hebrew names. It was the birth of Christianity came from Jewish teachers who moved to Christianity, but they were Jews and they came from Jewish traditions that were here for over 1,000 years. And where did Jesus turn the tables on the money changers? Where? In Nepal? Perhaps in Singapore? Of course not. It was in the Jewish temple, in the same place where Solomon, 1,000 years earlier, had built the first Jewish temple, and then the exiles who returned from Babylon. You know the song, By the Rivers of Babylon? It's a very popular song, where we sat down, and we remembered Zion. Well, they came back from Babylon, actually under a benign Persian king, King Cyrus. And so they came back 500 years before the birth of Christ and rebuilt Jerusalem. And we've had, and built the second temple, which was refurbished by King Herod. This all happened here in the land of Israel, populated by the people of Israel, the people of the Bible. So when the Arab propaganda that permeates now the discourse in your campuses, and these illiterate people who are talking about the ancient Palestinian homeland, they have no idea what they're talking about. In fact, there weren't any Arabs here until after 2,000 years of the Jewish experience in this land, the land of Israel. And people said, yeah, but they really populated it after the Jews left. And the answer is they didn't. And you know who gives the best evidence to that? How about Mark Twain? Remember Mark Twain, right? A noted Israeli propagandist, right? I'm kidding.
Well, he traveled
came here
through,
in the 19th
yes.
century, he wrote the most, it's called Innocents Abroad, The Innocents Abroad. It was the most popular book that he published during his lifetime. It was more popular than Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn. It just sold and sold and sold. And it described his visit to the Holy Land, among other things. And he said, we traveled in the Galilee and we didn't see a human being for the entire day. One human being. Was just barren. And then he came to Jerusalem and he said, Jerusalem sits in sackcloth and ashes. And he basically said what other travelers, Brits, Americans, French, came here in the 19th century, and they said basically